PartRunner. Thank you, Chris. I did try the juices. They are delicious, by the way. I'm not getting paid for that. Okay, so my name is Dan. I'm co-founder and head of operations for PartRunner. It's an on-demand delivery service for the construction and trades industry. How many of you guys have used or seen one of these apps or services in the last 30 days? Okay, a large chunk. Basically, these are really fine examples of companies that have come into our lives and changed the way that we think about moving all types of different things like people, food, groceries, etc. The interesting thing is that there's no real last mile solution for the construction and trades industries. You know, the people that build your home from scratch, change your broken fridge, or replace those old pipes, keep your water heater so you're warm in the winter. Yeah, those are the types of people that we work with. Basically, they've been doing these things for a long time, and it's a really old-fashioned industry. The problem is that it's a costly experience to move parts between service contractors and supply houses in the trades and construction industry. So what we've done is we've developed an on-demand delivery service for the construction and trades industry. So we allow service contractors and supply houses to request delivery of their parts within a click of a button. And within minutes, that request is matched within our network of drivers. So we'll match a runner in accordance to their needs. This is how we do it. We have a web and mobile application, iOS and Android available, which allows our customers to put in a basic information such as the pickup information, the drop-off information, and the order ID number, so we verify that they're correct parts. And from then on, we handle the rest of the logistics for these companies. So we provide customized notifications, on-time, live-time, updated tracker for our customers, as well as proof of delivery once this is completed with a photo of the items at the drop-off. So pretty cool features. In Massachusetts, there's about 10,000 supply houses, and in the Northeast, there's over 80,000. You can see that they're spending over $1.8 billion in delivery services annually, and this industry has a growth rate of about 16% annually. So you can see that there's a lot of room for improvement and growth in this marketplace. Our growth strategy is basically dependent on our partnerships and relationships with the supply houses in this marketplace. So as you can see listed above, here are a few listed partners that we have at the moment. There are 3 different types of supply houses: local, regional, and national. As we partner up with these supply houses, we will expand by leveraging their strategically placed distribution centers all across the nation. This way we can reach a wider customer base much more strategically. Our competitive advantage is essentially, as I mentioned, these strong in-person relationships that we've built with the supply houses over the last year. They really help us, give us an insider knowledge to this industry and provide us with a real-time feedback of what are the needs of the users on a daily basis. Our network of drivers is ranging from cars, SUVs, pickup trucks, and box trucks that are well equipped to handle any type of movement of parts and materials for our customers. Up until this moment, we've completed over 700 deliveries, we've onboarded 30 customers, and we've partnered with 12 supply houses. Thank you for your time, and I open the room for any questions.
How big are the orders typically?
They range depending on the customer's needs, but we've moved everything from circuit breakers, less than a pound, up to 500-600 pounds worth of pallets of water heaters, 10 feet cast iron pipe. We can move anything.
So you're not seeing it be too expensive for smaller parts at all?
Actually, for smaller parts, it really just depends on where the contractor is and where the location of the supply house is. So if the location is outside of the Boston region and it's a real pain to get there, then it would be more cost effective to use a service like ours. Yeah, our business model is based on three factors. The first is distance, the second is the weight, and the third is the urgency. So if it's something that they really need, they're not really going to argue about the price. Yes, sir?
How do you recruit your drivers?
How do we include them?
Recruit.
How do we recruit our drivers?
Yeah.
At the moment, we're using several different sources. The first is online, Indeed.com, Monster. Another interesting thing is that a lot of independent contractors from ride-sharing companies currently are moving from their services to ours. And then obviously as we grow and the demand grows, there'll be more stable full-time positions that we can offer them.
What
Yes, sir?
about contractors' feedback been? How has it been? The responses?
Yeah.
Like testimonials?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. If you check our webpage, we do have a few testimonials, but generally we're servicing the HVAC, electric, and plumbing contractors. Those are the ones that we're focusing on. And generally, after months of market research and speaking with our users, we've learned that the better target market is to focus on not small mom and pop shop contractors and not too large corporate contractors, but right in the middle is our hotspot. So any group that has anywhere between 8 and 60 to 70 employees in their shop, that's a good fit for us.
People typically go to the store and buy the parts that have your service?
Yeah, exactly. So the current process at the moment, or without PartRunner, is that either A, the contractor would order via phone and go have to pick it up him or herself from the vendor, or B, they would ask the vendor to deliver the next day or on a scheduled basis. So we would provide the supply house with an additional value added to their own customers.
Do you see them having cost savings by being able to save their employees time?
Yeah, exactly. So an average employee in the contracting business at the moment, obviously depending on the trade and the years of experience, is making anywhere between $40 and $150 per hour. So if the average trip to the vendor takes anywhere between 2 and 3 hours, you can see that we are saving a pretty good amount. Yes, sir.
So how do you assess how big the market is?
That's a really good question. And so this is generally an estimate that I showed you on the screen, but it's based on simple online research and speaking with our supply house partners.
Are you trying to create the need, or is the need already there?
Yeah, we believe the need's already there. We finalized 2 pilots right now with 1 regional and 1 national supply house. And with their use and collaboration, we've proved that there is a big enough need in this market. Now our biggest challenge is actually increasing the engagement within these supply houses, which is a challenge in itself. Anybody else? Yes, sir?
Following up on the driver question, I guess, do you have to develop your own network, or can you also tap into, say, an Ubers or Lyfts who might be sitting around waiting for somebody else?
Yeah, exactly. We're actually leveraging the whole gig economy. So there are millions of contractors that are looking for work. Like I said, a lot of ride-sharing companies, independent contractors are moving away from their services and using ours during the peak hours, of course. Other than that, they can work for wherever they want. Yes, sir?
No, you're more like key client. Is it more like contractors or you going after?
Yeah. No, it's a really good question. He asked who is more of our key client, is the contractors or the supply houses side of the market? Actually, after months of feedback and just working with our users, we've started to focus more on supply houses. Because we've seen that contractors, it's more of a culture shock to enter that market. So we would rather basically invest our time and energy in places that we could already achieve the results. And then after some time, once we've grown partnerships and expanded, then we can start providing low-cost services for the contractors. Yep, last question.
Do you plan to consolidate multiple orders to save, or you point on the urgency and people will pay whatever.
It's a good question. Up until now, we've had more success with the one-off on-demand deliveries, but in the future, as the demand grows, we do see compiling orders as a major feature, and also a lot more cost-effective.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.